Let's go. This first.
Leppitsch, did you think you were a chance when you close to 19, sort of early in that fourth quarter?
Hard to tell. I mean, I don't really think of the result then, but we probably lost it in the third quarter, really. That was where most of the damage. Probably a minute to go in the second, and then the third quarter we had a lead and gave up two pretty soft centre bounce goals to put them in front, and they probably blitzed us in that third quarter. That was where the damage was done.
Do you feel like the effort's there, the will is there, the willingness to compete is there? It's just the class is the difference between you and those?
Yeah. Look, we won first possession, and you know, and then got done. You would have seen yourself a couple of times. You know, we had the ball in our hands and gave it up, but that's all right. They're the things that young players, young teams can do as well. Just sort of not handle those pressure situations as well. But we'll keep training them and get them better and expose them to those scenarios. But yeah, overall, the compliance to structure and compliance to compete has been pretty good.
Yeah, Mace forward, he did a terrific job for you. I imagine you want him in the midfield, ideally, being such a good ball user.
Yeah, look, I mean, the game nowadays is calling for flexibility and midfielders to play forward, so it just seems he does most of his best work as a forward, doesn't it? Or as a half forward going forward. So yeah, he's been really good. Obviously, he kicked 4 goals today, so that was good effort. Yeah.
A couple of the stars guys, Bartel and Barker, were particularly effective in the third quarter. They just sort of
yeah, mature team, and mature teams don't make mistakes when it matters, and that really what it came down to. I mean, we won uncontested possession on the day and matched them in contested possession, but that quarter we went down -30 in those two. So that's it. I mean, you give them half a chance. They're too clean. They're too good. Put our backs under pressure and lost some crucial contests in that quarter down there and couldn't survive it. But for the main part, we matched them. But as I said to the boys, you got to play. I mean, we've played 2 preliminary final teams the first 2 weeks. You got to go 4 quarters, and it's some good lessons for our guys first up.
Justin, with the Pearce and at times Lyle, I think like just setting up a few extras behind it, was the strategy to keep a rein on them, and half a game or something to allow yourself just kick a winning score late.
Yeah, look, the strategy obviously they're a lead off turnover, so we knew that if we make errors that they'll make us pay. So sometimes you need a little bit of extra insurance back there in your setup, in your structure. But yeah, so that's why, and it worked for the most part. But at times we couldn't get set up quick enough, and they got through us.
Did you find that your forwards were able to navigate their way through extra because they just dropped?
Yeah,
it was Kelly back.
Yeah, and
for a while it was hard to score, but then after a while they started to.
Yeah, we want to make it hard to score for both teams off stoppage, really. But as I said, that last minute of the second quarter is when they sort of kicked those, and it wasn't a structural issue. It was actually 2 basic one-on-one errors that they scored. So that's once again contested ball.
A bit concerned that the backing up from a 6-day break before the Q clash, played in very humid conditions today. How are the boys now? Are they pretty sort of? How tight are they? Really hurting?
Yeah, look, normally 1 6-day break's not a big issue. It's when you probably have consecutive 6-day breaks. So I think we should be back up fine. We're in southeast Queensland, so it's not another travel. So that shouldn't be any issue for Saturday night.
Lever, they went a little bit smaller, particularly in their forward line. You had a lot of bigs there. Was that? How do you see that sort of thing?
Yeah, well, we ended up subbing Closey. Obviously in the third quarter put Rowan Buick on to sort of fix that issue. Yeah, but it is. I mean, our front half, we want to be able to provide as much work in the air, but you also need the agility at ground level. It's going to be a constant work in progress really for our team to get that right mix.
Long way to go for you, of course, but no doubt you would have preferred a 1-1 at least rather than 0-2. So.
Yeah, I'd prefer a 2-0. But yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, it's what the important thing our guys have to remember is what we do within games, and not so much worry about the weight of the 0 and 2 and things like that. Because if you start thinking about things like that, you're not concentrating about what's important and what you can do living in the moment.
Have you been surprised at the contested ball winning ability? Like I think you won. I didn't look.
Yeah, we matched them today.
Like you won it,
no, it was even. It was even. It was just, as I said, that third quarter we went down -13 in the third quarter. So if you spread that out over the game, yeah, you'd take it that patch, we would have won, but we broke even.
Is that what you thought you were going to get from this group? That
Look, you never know. You set it up, you do the training to do it. As I said, it's an encouraging number against a mature team, I guess.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you have to do it for longer periods, and that's just really our challenge. I mean, I know it sounds a bit repetitive, but because it's the same thing last week. You know, young kids have to just last the distance.
Why do you think that was then, Justin? If it was the third quarter, that obviously had a half-time break, like you didn't expect it
No.
to fatigue.
Now, sometimes it's been able to rein it in under pressure. You know, they kick a couple of goals, and can you start thinking through the pressure, or do you just, you know, start panicking? And, you know, experienced teams have been there before and done it, and they've been able to, you know, ride the wave and come through it. We just haven't been able to do that.
Justin, do you remember those times as a player too, when you were part of it, a very young squad and still, I guess, learning the game? Do you remember the difficulties?
Yeah, when you first start the game, it's funny, when you first start, the game looks fast, and when you're ready to retire, the game looks fast. There's that patch in the middle where it's really good. But yeah, so that's really it. If I think about reflecting back on my time.
They had Litz at the end of the second term there. Do you put it all down to, you know, is it similar end of third term against Hawthorn, I guess?
Yeah.
Red time sort of thing.
Yeah, well, as I said, basic centre square, kick forward, Geordie Lowell decides to mark instead of punch, kick a goal. Next one, go forward, then you lose a one-on-one goal. That's 2 goals in a minute when you've contained them really well up until that point. I'm not sure whether they may only kick the 3 goals up until that point, you know, and you've got a minute to go to half-time. So that's, you know, that's, I guess, a little bit of the frustration, the realisation that, well, you know, you're a good team, you've got to go longer. You know, there's no minute lapses within games.
Cool. Thanks,
Thanks, guys. Thank you.